Topping our news this hour here at 6 o'clock, amid record wildfires and a years-long drought, some of California's most powerful leaders met with their Nevada counterparts in Lake Tahoe today to pledge action on climate change. All of it part of the 26th annual Lake Tahoe Summit. Our Capitol correspondent Eitan Wallace was there as Republicans and Democrats alike, including Governor Gavin Newsom, addressed measures they say are needed now.
What a gorgeous day it is here in Lake Tahoe. Just take a look at how crystal clear the water is. This as elected representatives joined up across state lines today to pledge this place and several other treasures across the state remain beautiful, but they say more work needs to be done. On this picture-perfect day along the shores of Lake Tahoe, for some it was a day not to get in the water, but to focus on its future. At the Sand Harbor Nevada State Park Amphitheater just next to the lake, hundreds gathered to hear from California and Nevada leaders at the 26th annual Lake Tahoe Summit, a summit dedicated to addressing a changing climate.
Yes, climate change is real. Yes, climate change is happening, and we must double down on our efforts to combat the climate crisis.
California Senator Alex Padilla says the lake has already experienced detrimental impacts of climate change, including last year's massive Caldor fire and the ongoing drought. Now, he says he and his Nevada counterparts are working together to prevent future natural disasters.
Collective, bipartisan, bi-state commitment to Lake Tahoe and the basin.
He expressed support for the just-signed Inflation Reduction Act. It will provide $370 billion in federal funds for renewable energy and carbon-cutting technology. But Republican Congressman Tom McClintock, who has represented this area for more than a decade, says protecting this region comes down to one key thing.
This ultimately is a forest management issue. And this problem is not going to go away, even if we all ride our bikes to work and substitute tofu for hamburgers.
That as Governor Gavin Newsom was in attendance at the summit just days after releasing his own climate goals for the state. His proposals include finding a pathway to 100% clean energy and achieving carbon neutrality by 2045.
The fact that those things haven't been done in California is rather extraordinary. None of this is easy, and you think in California these things are easy, but they're not, because a lot of interest groups, want to argue for the status quo, and we can't afford to live in the status quo. I think that's self-evident.
And Governor Newsom says upon his return to Sacramento, he's going to work behind the scenes to ensure his climate goals actually get into legislation, but he's running out of time. The deadline for that, August 31st. Reporting here on the Nevada side of Lake Tahoe, Eitan Wallace, 17 News.